I'm going to show you how to send a form to students, staff, whoever your audience is so that they can respond. A form is defaulted to be anonymous. This one, for example, I sent out to staff regarding a Google training, so I wanted to keep it anonymous. If I'm sending a quiz to students, I need to see who said what. So the best way to do that, if it's a quiz to students, is to add an item at the top by pressing this plus. Select paragraph or short answer, put name, and select required. That way the student can't skip this item. Now when I go over to preview, this shows me what the students would view when I send it to them. You'll see that there's a place for them to enter their name. If I go back here to my form, my other option is to hit the settings icon, and you'll see here that the first option is to collect email addresses. So this would allow me to see the email address associated with each response. Some other options are allowing respondents to edit after they submit and see summary charts. If I click here on the presentation tab, I have the option to shuffle question order, which is great for a quiz. I can add a confirmation message, which would pop up after the respondent hit submit. And if I opt to make it a quiz, I have some other options like releasing grades for multiple choice type questions after each submission, and allowing respondents to see missed questions, etc. And then when I'm comfortable, I can hit save on the settings. When I'm ready to send, I'd hit this send button, and I have a few different options. One is to give out a link. So if I click here, this is the link icon. This gives me this big long link. So I can automatically shorten it by checking this box. If I need it even shorter, I can use a URL shortener. And this is a great way to do it if you're doing a PD and you don't want to post the form on Google Classroom. You just want it. You would just want people at the PD to be able to type in the link. And respondents do not need to be logged into Google and do not need a Google account in order to respond. However, if you're collecting the email addresses, if they're not logged in, you won't have anything in that column. So that's how to do it with the link. You can also send via email, and this is what I recommend if you're trying to send something out to staff to get them to respond. I previously used links and just sent out a link, and people don't like to click on random links, so I don't get as many responses. So if you send it through an email, when the respondent goes to their email, the form will actually be directly in the email. And this, as you can see, I'm in Outlook, so even if you aren't sending it to a Gmail account, it will still work. The last option is to add it to Google Classroom, which is a great way to give a quiz to students. So if I go here to a Google Classroom, I click plus and create assignment. Then I go over here to Drive. And then it's in my recent, since I just created it, and I can just add it directly onto my assignment, and then the students could click here and fill it out. On my next video, I'll show how to view the responses.